Hello everyone, my name is Yingjie Zhang. My student number is n11925736. Today, I will present a brand positioning analysis of ASICS, focusing on its frame of reference, points of parity, points of difference, brand equality, and strategic recommendations. This is the roadmap of slides. This presentation is organized into 5 parts. Firstly, I will introduce ASICS and its competitive context. Secondly, I will analyze its frame of reference. Thirdly, I will evaluate its points of parity and points of difference. Next, I will assess its brand equality using both secondary and primary insights. Finally, I will provide an overall evaluation and strategy recommendations. So let's begin. In this part, it's about brand overview and competitive context. ASICS is a Japanese sportswear brand with a particularly strong reputation in performance running footwear. The brand is commonly associated with comfort, sport, and technical credibility. In this analysis, I compare ASICS with Nike, Adidas, and Hoka. Nike represents the global category leader. Adidas represents a major mainstream sportswear competitor, and Hoka represents a strong challenger in the running category. Together, this brand provides a useful basis for evaluating ASICS positioning. Therefore, ASICS should be evaluated not just as a general sportswear brand, but more specifically within the competitive context of performance running. This slide shows the target market for ASICS. The brand mainly targets active consumers between about 18 and 40 years old, including both men and women, especially those living in urban areas and having stable income. In psychographic terms, these consumers are health conscious, performance oriented, and value comfort, sport, and reliability more than fashion. Behaviorally, they are more likely to run regularly, go to the gym, join races such as half marathons or marathons, and spend time comparing product features before making a purchase. A key insight here is that ASICS target consumers are not mainly looking for symbolic or fashionable value. Instead, they want shows that can help them feel relaxed, comfortable, and confident in their performance. The first question is, has ASICS established a clear frame of reference? In terms of frame of reference, ASICS is most clearly positioned in performance running footwear. This is the category where the brand has the strongest credibility and the clearest meaning to consumers. ASICS is commonly associated with technical performance, comfort, and sport, which are highly relevant in the running category. At the same time, ASICS also competes more broadly in athletic and lifestyle sportswear. But in that world space, its positioning is less distinctive than brands such as Nike and Adidas. Therefore, ASICS has established a strong primary frame of reference, but a weaker broader category position. So the next question is ASICS leveraging its points of primary? ASICS demonstrates several important points of parity within the athletic footwear category. This include comfort and pushing technical performance, product quality, and durability, and general credibility as a sports footwear brand. These attributes are not unique to ASICS, but they are essential because they allow the brand to meet the core expect, expect, expectations of the category. In this sense, ASICS clearly qualifies as a legitimate and credible competitor. In other words, ASICS does not fall short on the basic attributes consumers expect from a serious athletic footwear brand. This part is about what are ASICS' main points of differences. ASICS' main points of differences lie in specialist credibility in running, its performance-first brand identity, and its strong associations with comfort, sport, and serious runners. Compared with brands such as Nike and Adidas, ASICS is less strongly associated with fashion, uh, trendiness, or broader cultural symbolism. Instead, it is more clearly associated with technical running, performance, and durability. This these differences help position ASICS as a serious and functionally credible running brand. However, identifying a point of difference is not enough. The next question is whether these differences are actually compelling to consumers. ASICS points of difference are not only abstract brand claims but are showed in specific products and brand messages. Firstly, the GEL Koyano line represents specialist authority in stability and support, uh, reinforced by messages such as stability never left like this. Secondly, the GEL Nimbus line express ASICS strength in high caution comfort for long-distance runners, including the idea of landing on the clouds. Thirdly, the Sky Paris line shows speed innovation for competitive runners through claims around energy return, uh, lightness, and finishing faster. Finally, ASICS also uh, dif differences itself at the brand level through its long-term sound mix, sound body philosophy, and recent campaigns such as Move Your Body, Move Your Mind. This part is about at this point of difference comparing to assess whether ASICS points of difference are comparing. I apply three criteria, uh, desirable, deliverable, and differentiated. First, ASICS positioning is desirable for consumers who value comfort, sport, and technical performance. Secondly, it is deliverable because these associations are consistent with the brand existing product and reputation. Thirdly, ASICS is meaningfully different, differentiated within the running category. Also, this differentiation becomes weaker in the brand lifestyle sportswear market. Overall, 86 points of differences are comparing for serious runners, but less comparing for consumers who prioritize fashion, emotional appeal, or cultural relevance. This suggests that A6 positioning is strong but also relatively narrow. This part is about primary research method. To complement the secondary research, I conducted a small scale primary research task using 5 participants. The research used the uh, convenience sampling and involved short semi-structured interviews or a mini survey with classmates familiar with sportswear or running shoes. The question focused on awareness, brand association, competitor uh, perceptions, and indicators of brand equity. The purpose The purpose of this research was exploratory rather than statistically generalizable, and it was designed to support the broader analysis of A6 positioning. So this part is about primary research findings. The primary research findings were broadly consistent across participants. Firstly, most participants were familiar with ASICS and mainly identified it as a running shoes brand. Secondly, the most common association were comfort, support, reliable, and running performance. Thirdly, in comparison with Nike and Adidas, ASICS was generally per, perceived as more functional and performance oriented, but less fashionable and less emotionally exciting. Overall, these findings support the view that ethics has strong functional meaning, but a narrow emotional and lifestyle appeal. This most-can primary research supports the idea that ethics brand strength is clear in performance meaning than in broader symbolic meaning. This, this part is about does ethics have meaningful brand equity? Based on both secondary and primary evidence, ethics does have meaningful brand equity. Its awareness is strong, particularly within performance running. The brand is also strong associated with comfort, sport, and technical performance, with strength, with which strength is functional image. Consumers tend to judge ASICs as credible, reliable, and high quality. However, the brand appears to generate functional uh, confidence more strongly than emotional excitement, and its reason seems stronger among serious runners than among broader lifestyle consumers. Overall, Essex has meaningful brand equity, but that equity is more specialized and functional, grounded than broad or emotional expansive. This means Essex equity is strong in deep within running, but less broad across wider uh, symbolic and lifestyle meanings. This is overall evaluation of Essex brand positioning. Overall, Essex has a clear and credit brand position. particularly within performance running. Its key strengths include a strong frame of reference, clear function credibility, and meaningful equity among performance uh, oriented consumers. However, its positioning also has limitations. Compared with brands such as Nike and Adidas and Hoka, ASICS is less distinctive in bolder lifestyle, sportswear, and has weaker emotional and symbolic appeal. As a result, its brand position is strong but also relevantly narrow. This evaluation suggests that ASICS should build outward from a technical core rather than move away from it. This part is about strategy recommendation. Based on the analysis, I propose three recommendations. Firstly, I think ASICS should strengthen its specialist authority in running because this is the brand's clearest and most defensible source of equity. Secondly, the brand should build stronger emotional and lifestyle meaning around performance, so that it becomes more meaningful beyond pure function. Thirdly, ASICS should broaden its relevance carefully, especially among wide consumer segments, but it must do so without diluting its cost credibility in performance running. In short, ASICS uh, should grow by building outward from its technical core, not by not by abandoning it. So the last part is conclusion. To conclude, ASICS has built a clear position in performance running. Throughout this analysis, I found that the brand is strongest when it focuses on technical performance, comfort, support, and running credibility. Compared with Nike and Adidas, ASICS is less fashion-driven and less emotionally broad, but it is more function-focused and more credible in serious running. Compared with Hoka, ASICS is also strongly associated with support and stability, which helps it maintain a specialist imaging. So overall, ASICS has meaningful brand equity, but its strength is more specialized than broad. Looking ahead, the best direction for ASICS is not to move away from its core. Instead, it should keep its technical running identify while gradually building stronger emotional connection and lifestyle relevance. Okay, thank you for listening.